Selecting the creative paradigm that helps you write your novel more easily. In this video, we talk about finding your creative paradigm that helps you in writing your novel more easily. Writing a novel is a long-time project and it is very common to lose momentum during this long period. If you know the best creative writing paradigm or method for your personality, it can help you to achieve your goals more easily. Every writer knows the journey of writing a novel is a multi-draft process. The first draft is far from perfection, but it is a necessary stepping stone. It's a common saying among writers that their initial drafts are nothing short of literary crimes. But the truth is, you can't polish a novel without first getting the words down on paper or on the screen. The key lies in finding the creative paradigm that suits your unique writing style. There is no one-size-fits-all method for writing and editing a novel. Some writers plan every detail. Others dive headfirst into the story. The most important thing is to experiment and discover what works best for you. By understanding your creative paradigm, you will be better equipped to navigate the writing process, the long and hard writing process of a novel, and produce your best work. You should accept the fact that writing a first draft badly is okay. Writing a novel is a marathon, not a sprint. Expecting perfection from the first draft is unrealistic and can hinder your creative process. The truth is, most writers produce a significant amount of bad material during the initial stages of writing. This is perfectly normal and even expected. To overcome the fear of writing badly, it's crucial to understand the distinction between creative and editing modes. In creative mode, your goal is to let your imagination run free and wild without worrying about the quality of your writing. Experiment, try new things, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, it's okay to write badly when you are in creative mode. Once you have completed your first draft, you can switch to editing mode. This is where you refine your work, identify strengths, eliminate weaknesses, and ensure your story flows coherently. By separating these two stages, you can avoid the common pitfall of writer's block, which often occurs when writers attempt to correct and edit simultaneously. So give yourself permission to write badly on the first draft. Your editor won't see it, and it's a necessary step in the writing process. Focus on getting your ideas down on paper or on a screen, and worry about polishing your work later. Remember, the goal is to finish the first draft, no matter how messy it may be. Creative paradigms. There are various approaches to drafting a novel. Here are 4 common creative paradigms. 1. Organic writing. This method involves diving into the story without any planning or editing. Writers let their imagination flow freely, allowing the story to unfold naturally. 2. Iterative editing. Similar to organic writing, this approach involves writing without a detailed plan. However, writers edit their work as they go, making changes and refining the story as they progress. 3. Adaptive planning. Writers create a general outline but remain flexible, allowing the story to evolve as they write. They may adjust their plan based on new ideas or unexpected plot developments. 4. Structured writing. This method requires a detailed outline or treatment before writing begins. Writers adhere strictly to their plan, ensuring that the story stays on track and avoids detours. The best creative paradigm for you will depend on your personal preferences and writing style. Experiment with different approaches to find the one that works best for you. Organic writing. Organic writing, or the unplanned journey, often referred to as pantsing, is a method that embraces spontaneity and intuition. Writers who follow this approach dive headfirst into their stories without a detailed plan or outline. They let their imagination guide them, allowing the story to unfold naturally. This approach can be liberating, as it allows writers to explore their ideas without constraints. It can also lead to unexpected and exciting plot and new subplots. However, organic writing can also pose challenges. Without a clear direction, writers may find themselves wandering aimlessly to or getting lost in subplots. Once the first draft is complete, a hard job of editing begins. A thorough revision process is essential. Writers need to review their work for plot holes, inconsistencies, and pacing issues. They may also need to add or remove scenes to strengthen the story. Despite the initial lack of planning, organic writing can still produce well structured and engaging stories when combined with careful editing. Iterative editing, a constant state of revision. Iterative editing is a writing method that combines elements of organic writing with a continuous revision process. Like organic writing, writers who use this approach don't rely on a detailed plan. Instead, they dive into their stories and begin writing. However, unlike organic writers, they don't wait until the first draft is complete before making changes. Iterative editing involves constantly revising and refining the work as it progresses. Writers may stop to edit a paragraph, a scene, or even an entire chapter after writing it. This approach can be beneficial because it allows writers to catch errors and inconsistencies early on. It can also help to keep the story focused and coherent. However, iterative editing can also be time consuming and can disrupt the flow of writing. It's important to find a balance between writing and editing. If you find yourself getting too caught up in revisions, it may be helpful to take a break and come back to your work later. Adaptive planning. Adaptive planning is a flexible framework. It is a writing method that strikes a balance between organic writing and structured writing. Writers who use this approach create a general outline or treatment to provide a framework for their story. However, they remain open to changes and adaptation as they write. This approach allows writers to maintain a sense of direction while also embracing the unexpected. New ideas and plot developments can be incorporated into the story without disrupting the overall story. It's a flexible method that can accommodate both planned and unplanned elements. However, adapting planning can also pose challenges. If writers become too flexible, they may find themselves staying too far from their original plan. It's important to strike a balance between staying focused and allowing the story to evolve naturally. And finally, structured writing. Structured writing is a highly organized approach that requires a detailed outline or treatment before writing begins. Writers who use this method carefully plan out the plot, characters, and settings to ensure every element of the story is carefully considered. This method can be beneficial for writers who struggle with staying focused or who prefer a more predictable writing process. It can also help to avoid plot holes and inconsistencies. However, structured writing can be limiting as it can make it difficult. It can make it difficult to incorporate new ideas or deviate from the original plan. For writers who prefer a more rigid approach, structured writing can be a valuable tool. It's important to remember that even the most carefully planned stories may require some adjustment along the way. And finding your creative fit. How to select the right writing paradigm. The most effective writing paradigm for you will depend on your individual strengths and weaknesses. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to novel writing. If you choose a paradigm that aligns with your strengths, you'll likely find the writing process enjoyable and rewarding. For example, if you are a highly organized person, structured writing might be the ideal approach. If you are more spontaneous and creative, organic writing or iterative editing might be better suited to your style. On the other hand, selecting a paradigm that doesn't play to your strength can make writing a frustrating and unpleasant experience. For instance, if you are not a detail-oriented person, trying to follow a strict outline might be a constant struggle. Experiment with different writing paradigms to discover which one works best for you. Remember, the goal is to find a method that makes writing enjoyable and productive for you.